Hey guys, I'm Luke Bryant, an ALC 201 student, and I'm here to talk to you today about the phenomena of online sex, from dating all the way through to porn.
Violent pornography, choking chicks and sodomy.
Online dating was frowned upon for many years until probably only about maybe even 6 or 7 years ago, when internet really started picking up in every household. Since probably about mid '90s when it started, yeah, it was just seen as sort of something you'd only use if you're really desperate, or you just like people who just couldn't find anyone whatsoever in real life. But as Sophie Damasi says, 95, even though it's the US, in '95 only 9% of adults in the US were online, whereas that increased to 56% by '99 and 67% by 2003. And I don't actually have a stat for what it is now, but I'd say it'd be well into the 90% range. So, what's the good thing? What sort of good things does or can online dating do for society, and what are the good things about it? Well, for one thing, it allows for a sense of sexual freedom and confidence that may not be achieved in reality by the particular user. It also breaks down physical barriers as it can pair up similar people who simply cannot find anyone else, in their society or region. They can't find anyone like them, who can't find a match. And, it can also alleviate the sense of loneliness in those struggling to find love. One could argue that it does, because online dating doesn't require the face-to-face interaction of the courtship of the whole idea of a relationship. A good match online through where you communicate through digital means may not actually carry over into the real world. And also the wealth of choice that people may get online could actually hinder their matchmaking or match finding performance, because it could give them unrealistic expectations of what people actually like if they just search for a particular type of person. Then it might limit them, and then if they go try in real life, then they're going to be they could just be really fussy and picky, because it's not exactly what they could find online. The idea of virtual/cyber sex is quite controversial, but there are, I guess, some good things that users can have from it, such as the use of avatars online for two real people to have sex could be the fulfillment of needs or desires that can't be achieved in reality interpersonally. Might have crippling anxiety issues in real life or anything like that, or perhaps say if someone's in prison, or a couple was overseas looking for each other, they might jump on it. Might just be the best thing that they can do. But there are some obviously bad things or controversial things that come out of this sort of phenomena. There's no real assurance of who the person is behind the avatar if it's a random match-up. The lack of face-to-face human interaction, once again, that can create a void of interpersonal understanding and unrealistic beliefs of how sex and relationships work. To be the subject of unhealthy addiction that could lead to dependency upon the virtual world, where the user comes to dislike the reality or society due to the lack of ease. So finally, at the forefront of pretty much all concern or controversy surrounding the internet is porn. Susanna Parsonen says that it apparently takes up 40 to 80% of all internet activity at any one time. For starters, it could alleviate sexual desires, cravings without having to involve another person. It can be seen as an educative tool for the curious who have a lack of understanding in what goes where and perhaps why. The main controversy that comes out of it is the idea that children are being overexposed to it, and it's quite harmful for them, which Parsonen once again says that pornography addiction and the exposure of children to materials deemed adult have been associated with the medium at least since '95, and children exposure to porn, online distribution of child pornography and pedophile networking have all been widely addressed in the media, which I know everyone knows about. So pedophilia is a very massive concern for them. So that about does my summary for online sex, or from dating through to porn. I believe that, I guess in summary, that regardless going forward, everything's going to be online, or somehow digitally enhanced or available. So all this is going to happen. It's not necessarily good or bad, but there are a few, there are good and bad things for all of them, as with basically everything in life. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope it was all right. Ta.